Yeah.
And here we are. Right, Chris, I want to thank you very much, mate, for taking the time to come on the podcast with me and chat about your journey. So, where do you want to go? Do you want to go all the way back to the introduction into the motorbike world, or shall we start with the clothing? It's entirely up to you.
We'll start wherever you want, Josh, but I'd like to say thank you for having us on, mate, and it's been nice to chat with you when we've seen you. Um,
Yeah, that was all. I was actually just talking about that the other day. I was like, this guy's fucking staring at me across the across the cafe. I'm like, what the fuck's he staring at? And he went, huh? It's all right. Oh,
well, yeah, it's a small world, isn't it, mate? I mean, you reached out, obviously, the first time I
yeah,
come across what you're doing. Since then, been a big fan, watching what I can when I can. Yeah, and just like I said, I saw you, I thought, oh, need to say hello. But yeah.
that was awesome, mate. Thanks for coming over and saying hello. At first,
No.
I just thought this fucker's giving me a look.
I don't come across like that, do I?
No. But so anyway, let's get back. So what we'll do, I think we'll start with the world of motorbikes because obviously your company is clearly about it's for bikers from bikers. So we'll start with bikes. When did bikes become part of your life?
I think I was 12-year-old. I'd gone out with my cousins. They stuck me on an MT125 and said, off you go. Never ridden before, didn't know anything about it, and next thing I know, I'm in the field upside down with a bike on top of me. Picked it back up, got back on it, and away we went, and that's where the name kind of comes from, Full Throttle. We're like, get on there and just bang, off I go, full throttle. Just
fucking pin it.
No holding back, just give it all.
Awesome. And how you say you were like 11?
11 or 12, yeah. Just like,
fucking hell. Nice.
Never been on a bike
so
before.
Then that was it.
Yeah, just every opportunity I could, doing what I can with bikes, and at one point.
So obviously, like anyone else, so your cousins, like, so was it your dad don't have a bike, or have you grown up in the bike world, or just a couple of lads had bikes?
Just a couple of lads on field, going through high school, just off-roading, bit of this, bit of that. Left school, got an apprenticeship. We're into bikes, we're into cars. Got an apprenticeship as a coach builder. Never really passed my test because I had free transport, because I working for the bus company. Could get everywhere on the bus at zero cost. So at one time, I decided I needed a bike. I needed to get everywhere under my own steam. Bought a 125, some Chinese imitation. Woke up one morning, it had been nicked. I stopped at my uncle's house. He'd been out the night before. Bike were parked up. Walked back in, lifted my visor up, and well, I did have a bike. And he was just laughing. So from there, I bought a Bandit 400. Thought I ain't pissing about on a 125 anymore. Bought a 400. Passed my test.
What do you think to the 400? I mean, I think they're like, because they're like a Spondon style frame where they wrap around the engine. I think that's the best looking frame they did. To be fair, it's a Jap import, isn't it? The 400.
It is, mate. And you know what? I'd have one tomorrow. I absolutely loved it. So flickable, so nimble. Yeah, you didn't have the power. I mean, I was riding that. The lads I were riding with, one had a 1250 Bandit, and I was chasing a lad on a Aprilia foul. You know what? They couldn't lose me in the corners.
Yeah.
I couldn't catch them on a straight, but I made it up in corners because it was so nimble, it was so flickable. And unfortunately, I got hit by a van.
Wow.
And the only time you ever want to see a police officer is when someone else jumps a red light and takes you out.
Yeah.
Fortunately, there was one cycling by, an off-duty traffic cop, who fought my corner as an inexperienced rider at the time of 21, 22. The police were wanting to prosecute me, saying it was traffic officer that said no. It was a van that switched lanes and jumped a red light. So,
yeah. Do you think they wanted to just prosecute you because you were being that you were on a bike?
Yeah, Yeah, it was just a bit. It was just one of them
Mm.
things. Like I'd filtered through to the front and shot. I mean, it was green light, go, bang. But then it was
Yeah.
green light, bang, and so got picked
The
up by
bang's
the
on the floor. Fuck.
yeah, put it back at ambulance and paramedics like that. That'll teach you for riding a bike. So I just got a bigger one tomorrow, and I did. I went down to one of the local bike shops where one of the lads I know runs it. I'm like, "What you got in for me, Nick?" So I've just been took off, man. I need something. He's like, "I've got this. It's going cheap. I was selling it trade. But if you need something, and we'll sort you out." So I bought a Bandit 6.
Nice.
And
Nice.
at the time,
So was you on the 400 due to your license then?
no, I just bought the 400 because it was cheap and I liked it.
Right.
As I said, the 125 I had got nicked. It was third party only, so the insurance didn't pay out. So money was tight, so I bought what I could. I'd run it for about 12 months and I absolutely loved the bike. So I bought it back off the insurance. And at one time I had 3 bikes in the garage because I got the 125 back as well. It was stolen recovered.
Oh, fucking hell, that's all right.
Then life changes, kids come along, and cars and bikes have to go. Went from having my own 2 cars, 3 bikes, to just having the wife's car.
Yeah, that sounds it. That's how it generally goes, isn't it? But
yeah,
you always try and hold on to at least one bike or something, just to hold on to that. Like, I'm gonna get back out there,
Yeah, as my insurance were due to lapse, my no claims, I got a CG 125 to get back and forth to work, and that was an old G-Reg. It was indestructible. I run that for 2 years back and forth to work while I saved some more money, and I bought a ZZR 600, which I've now got in the garage with the other bikes that are in there. But yeah, we started as a collection back up in the minute between the 3 of us that ride, me, my wife, and my eldest daughter. So there's 5 bikes in the garage. Plenty of choice to get me to and from work nowadays.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, because I think when I saw you, you were on a VN 800, weren't you?
Yeah, VN 900. Yeah,
900. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the one I use more than anything. It's just so comfortable to ride. I've got my panniers on there for chucking bits in when I'm taking things out, meeting people. Which is, rather than paying postage on delivery, I'd rather, especially if the local, ride out and meet them at a cafe and meet me.
That's it, isn't it? Yeah, that's it, isn't it? It's it makes sense. So do you prefer what bike do you prefer? Because obviously you've got 600 and then a 900 cruiser, like completely 2 different styles of bike.
It depends what I'm doing. I've got a day job. I work in Leeds City Centre, so if I'm commuting back and forth to work, I'll take the wife's ER6N just because it's a little smaller. If I'm going out and I'm going to be out all day, prefer to be on cruiser because I'd rather be comfortable when I get back. Which is what we did on Sunday. We went up to the NY500 cafe, but we took the scenic route. There was a 90-mile trip there, 95-mile trip back. So, yeah, quite an enjoyable day.
It's all right, is that? It's all right, that NY500, isn't it? I've only been up there once. I didn't mind it, to be fair. But I think out of cafes so far, I've been up. I went up to the Monkey Pot Cafe about 4 weeks ago, and then I went back last week. I just think it's a great little place. I think it's the simplicity of it. Like, it's not. I mean, and this is absolutely incredible. Really, it's just a porter cabin with a really nice lean-to, and just everyone just sits and talks. Like, it's just so. It's just a really cool little simple cafe. Right.
It's Jojo and Pinky that have it. And they're both bikers. They put a lot of effort and time into what they're doing there. It's great. I mean, obviously for me, where I'm located, my go-to is obviously Squires, probably one of the originals. But I've been about. We'll go to the Monkey Pot. We'll go to Strawberry Fields, NY500, Motorist, Squires. I've even been further afield, although it was a car journey. took one of the mates, took the kids last year down to the original Caffeine and Machine in Warwickshire.
Yeah.
That's
I've not been
if
down
you
there. I have heard of it.
yeah, if you've not been, go down. It's a real nice place. And then about
They've got 3 locations, didn't they?
They have now, yeah. They only had one last year when we went down, but I do want to try the other two. It's on the bucket list for this year. We'll get them ticked off at some point.
I'm hoping to get. I mean, I really wanted to get down to the Bike Shed show end of this month, and probably. I mean, only down as a someone to go and have a look at bikes, not with a stand or anything like that.
Yeah.
To be fair, not that I could probably afford. I mean, I wouldn't even like to think how much it costs to have a stand down at the Bike Shed show.
Have you been down to the Bike Shed itself?
No, not yet. Back end of last year, beginning of this year, I got to go down to the Ace Cafe. That was really cool. And I actually, my friend who I went down to the Ace with, he's 76 years old, and he's originally from Watford, so his stomping ground was the North Circular. So like the stories, mate, it's fucking insane. I mean, and as a matter of fact, have you been to the Ace?
Yeah, mate, I've been a couple of times. Yeah, it's
so you know where they got the little shop bit, the memorabilia bit. So I stood in there, and my mate's got one of their proper printed like books with all the pictures in. And he's flicking through it, and he literally stops on this page, he spit, and he's like, "Hey, look at that!" I'm like, "Who's that?" He says, "Oh, it's me." I was like, "What?" And it's literally just a picture of him. It's not like he's in a group of people. He's like, there's a picture of him. You know, I don't think it was a full page. I think there was an article, and then there was a little picture of him. But yeah, that's my mate, and he was just so like chilled about it. Yeah, that's me. And I was like, fucking hell, mate. I said, I'll be stood there having a picture, like going, that's fucking me, you know. And but yeah, I liked it. I think because I went like when it weren't a bike event or anything like that, I just felt that I didn't get what it's really about. Like, meaning I just didn't feel that energy that I almost expected to feel like this fucking history that, you know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, like I say, I'm not knocking it. I want to get down there again and on a bike event and actually experience what I really think it should be like.
Yeah, no, I've been a couple of times, and the first time I went, I was a bit disappointed because it was just a Friday afternoon and there was nothing on. Went down again on a group ride, and there was a bit of an event on. I think it was more of a car event, but there was the atmosphere there. There's a bit more to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it is more. But with my day job, I had a meeting in London 2 years ago, and I'd already had something to eat, and everyone else were going for a meal in the afternoon because I'd arrived a bit later than everyone. So I'd had my meal, and they were all going out. So I said, "Oh, I'll catch up with you in a bit. I'm going to go for a walk." I thought I'll walk to Shoreditch and walked at Bike Shed. 28-degree heat. I was absolutely knackered when I got there. About 9 miles other side of London, and I just kept walking. I knew where I wanted to go. I knew where I wanted to be, and I just went. And I went for it because I thought, if I'm here, I'm not passing up the opportunity. And yeah, it's a real nice place if you can go. And they even
it looks cool. It does look cool.
They even get the lager pumped straight from the brewery because they can't have a cellar.
Oh wow!
Because of being in a railway arch, so I have to get pumped straight.
Wow! I mean, fucking hell. They must be near the brewery then, surely.
Yeah, it's not far. It's a local brewery, but yeah, mate, it was. I walked in absolutely gasping, like I said, it was 28 degrees heat outside. I walked at bar. Can I have a pint? You need to find a table. I'm like, oh no, you're killing me.
No, did you find a table?
I found a table, mate. Yeah, I went and joined a couple.
Fucking all right. I'm just gonna sit here and have my beer, mate. Yeah.
Pretty much, mate. But I tell you what, I was kicking myself that I'd had something to eat. So I got there and the food looked amazing. It was like, yeah, definitely. But yeah,
I want to get down there. It's definitely on the to-do
I'm like
list.
you. I want to go down for that show and be there for
the Bike Shed show. Yeah, it's the end. It's the end of this month. I mean, I say if I can get things in line to go, because obviously I've been lucky already to interview Jonathan Hull. You know, J Hole
Yeah.
Motos over in Pontefract, and
Yeah.
he's gonna have one of his BMWs on display, I believe. So I wanted to get over to that. But there's just so much. There's so much I want to get to. I'd love to get down. I'd love to get to the early hookup next week, this weekend down in Birmingham. You know, and then there's the race, the waves, and they're over in Brid.
Yeah.
The same weekend. You know, so my last podcast I got to interview Ugly North. You know, he's part of the last week of July lads, and yeah, you know, it'd be cool to get over everywhere. It's just obviously you can't be everywhere at once, can you? You
No,
know?
I mean, it's like that's me at the minute, trying to pick and choose which events I'm going to attend and try and have a stall at. As we were saying before we came on the podcast, the first one I've got booked in is the 1st of June. Currently working on getting my stock ready for that because I do all the designing, all the printing, all the social media, everything I do myself.
Yeah, it's not easy, is it?
It's not easy being a one-man band. I had great ideas that the kids are coming out, but yeah, bit busy doing their own thing.
Yeah.
They come to the shows, they're coming out there, which is more than
Yeah.
acceptable.
So now, so where did the idea start for? Obviously, we know where the name started from. You got the first road 125. Like, what all of a sudden made you think, do you know what, I want to start a clothing brand?
Bit, everything like in my head, everything just comes and everything feeds in. It's just a bit of a mismatch of everything. No coordination, no organisation. I had a job that I really loved. I was at the risk of being made redundant through COVID, like a lot of people were. Ideally, we've talked about all these cafes that we've visited. Another one is Auto Coty, and that's down in Warwickshire as well, not far from Caffeine and Machine. I'd love to have something like that, a smaller version of Squires, a bit like what Gem used to be, central to the town centre, more of a family-orientated thing. That'd be my ideal job, my ideal lifestyle.
So you're
But
saying running your own cafe? Sorry, is that what you're referring to there? Right.
Yeah, just having like a bike hub for everyone to come together, come meet. And I found a venue that had come up that were in the perfect position, but it was just too big.
Yeah.
If I took it on, it was too big. You need some kind of following to get there. And like, kind of thought, how do you get a following? How do you build up that support to be able to take something like that on? Because you see, especially coming out, people starting their own businesses and failing and running before they could walk. And I thought, I don't want to do that. I don't want to take something on that's such a commitment and it's not going to succeed. So I thought we need to take smaller steps. On the flip side of that, I'd seen a baseball cap that I liked. Couldn't get it anywhere. And I couldn't find any other baseball cap that I wanted. One of my friends from work was also at risk of being made redundant. She'd started making dog harnesses and printing dog hoodies and stuff like that. And she'd done a couple of caps. So I said, if I design a cap, can you make me one? And she said, do it yourself. So I did.
Yeah, why not?
And I thought, you know what, if I did it myself, we start some clothing, we might get a bit of support and a bit of traction should we ever be in an opportunity to take on a cafe again. And so it kind of went from there. Just risk of being made redundant, wasn't sure what I wanted to do. Wanted a baseball cap and all in. Like we said, full throttle, just at it, run at it, and if it works, it works.
Yeah. And that's it, innit? And that's like, that seems to be like the way that, not everybody, but obviously it's quite a common thing where people it just pops in your head and you just like, do you know what? Like, it makes sense, doesn't it? You know, fuck it.
Well, yeah, like I said, I've got a trade behind me. I'm an apprentice trained coach builder. If I went back on the tools, I'd have not earned as much money as I was doing in the job that I loved. So if I could bridge that gap with having a clothing line on the side. That'd be better for my family. Fortunately, I didn't get made redundant. This is just a sideline, and as we said before we come on, if I can attend a bike rally and it's not costing me £500-600 a weekend like it usually would, through drinking too much and partying too hard, then I'm on to a winner. So yeah, I try to keep everything as relatively cheap as I can for people, because yeah, we're in a bit of a recession. Money's hard to come by. People can't afford to be going out and splashing 50-60 quid on a hoodie. So I try to be relatively reasonably priced. I mean, my t-shirts are from £15 and my hoodies are from 25. So I don't make a lot of money on anything that I sell.
Do you think though? Do you think, like, this is a question, like, do you think that because your stuff is at that price, do you think that some people might think that it's like not up there in standard? Like, does that? I mean, like, you hear people say like quantity over quality, and like, or quality over quantity, and it's like, well, what do you think to that? Do you know what I mean?
I'd rather sell 10 hoodies and make 50 quid per se than sell 2 hoodies and make 50 quid. Because you know what? I'm not in it to get rich. I'm never going to be a millionaire. That's not my ambition. I'd rather give people something that they potentially want, make it accessible for them. I have been told by customers and repeat customers that have come back saying you need to charge more.
Yeah.
Like what you say, your price doesn't reflect the quality.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it, isn't it?
But I'd rather, like I say, I want to make it accessible because, as I've said earlier, I've got 2 kids myself. I've had to sell my bikes when I was fetching them up. I know how hard it is. So if the kids ever want anything, they get it first. If there's anything left over, I get what I want.
Yeah. No, that's it, isn't it?
And that's what people do as parents. So if I can make it accessible, then yeah, at least I feel I'm giving something back.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like, obviously the same for me. Like, obviously I do a couple of little bits of clothing, and I wanted to kind of approach it with the same way. I sometimes wonder though whether, like, you see these brands and they're incredible and everyone wants to buy their clothing, and it's expensive, and I wonder whether people look at the price and go, that's expensive, that must be good quality, and then they look at prices like our prices, 'cause we're about the same type of price, and then they go, that's cheap. Is it cheap for a reason? Do you know what I mean? I think,
yeah,
I don't know. It's an interesting one, I think.
Yeah, I have had this discussion before with my mate Johnny. He runs Speed Style at the back of Squire's Cafe. He's an independent trader himself. He does work with the big brands like Oxford, but he's all about the customer service as well. He might not be able to beat everybody on price, but the service you'll get from him, and because he's now a reputable dealer because he's been in the game that long. But again, he said, I need to be upping my prices. But when you look at Red Torpedo, their prices are only slightly higher than what we charge. Fairly comparable.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm like, I'm not Red Torpedo. I've not got Guy Martin behind me. I'm a one-man band working out of.
Yeah, but that's just it, though, isn't it? I mean, Red Torpedo, obviously, we're not certainly not chatting shit on their stuff, but at the end of the day, all it's taken is one person to either get involved or wear a top, and then I was actually having a chat with somebody about this exactly the same type of conversation today on the phone, and we was on about it. We're like, it just takes that one person to wear it or get involved or like it, and then it just changes it.
Yeah, No, I really do like some of the red torpedo stuff, and I look at mine and I'm thinking, yeah, they're up there, I'm down here, so yeah, not charging as much. I'm not saying like the quality, but I like the designs. Have got such a large range, whereas I have to be a bit restricted because I have to buy the stock to print it, and if it's not selling, if I'm not doing a show, then it's just money sat there.
That's it, innit? And I mean, like when I first did my first, I mean, I'm not wearing one now, but when I first did my first t-shirt, I think like I said to you, I only did one because I do a video podcast. I just wanted to look a little bit more professional, and obviously a few people asked about them, and then I thought, oh, fuck it, well, we'll do some. And it, at first, it was like I was planning to get them done by a family member that has a shop that does stuff like this. Well, it does clothing anyway, and then obviously that just wasn't it just wasn't an option because I wasn't a big hitter in quantity. The way his business runs is he has big orders. He doesn't have time for little orders, which is understandable. And then I thought, all right, I'll do it myself. And then obviously I thought, all right, I'll show people that I'm doing it myself. I mean, what was your thoughts like when you first started doing your stuff yourself? Did you hold back from letting people know that it's actually you hands on, or was you just straight on going, look, I'm actually doing all of this?
I did try promoting a bit of it, but the filming cost, trying to hold the camera while printing, and it just, yeah, I found it a bit difficult. But I've never shied away from it's me. I'm doing it. It's all bespoke. A lot of them are one-offs because I'll do a design, I'll wear it, and then I'll advertise it, and I'll try and make it as I come in, unless I've got a show. Just bear with me 1 second. I'm just going to get a phone charger to make sure we don't die because percentage is going down. So it's been 1 second.
No worries, man. No worries. It's good to see that we got 50 cal clothing on live watching us on Instagram. Thanks again, mate, for the clothing that you did for me. I appreciate that.
Really poor planning on my behalf. I do apologise.
Nah, mate, that's what I mean. We just literally just wing them. We just wing them, and it's awesome that people sit and watch.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
We did plug the laptop in, but we couldn't get the signal, so it just made it a bit of a nightmare.
Oh, mate, yeah, laptops. Fucking, I'm still running a Windows 8 laptop. Fucking nick. That's my son's microphone that I nicked, and it's a homemade banner behind me. And I wedged myself in the corner at front room, and then I'm just lucky to keep having people wanting to sit and talk. Yeah, I think slowly the views are slowly starting to raise up. I mean, tonight's, I say live. Sometimes it can be heaving, and we'll have loads of people in the chat, and then sometimes it's not, and then some. And it's just I'm yet to kind of find a consistent peak. I don't know yet. There's still a lot to learn.
Yeah, a lot of it will be to do with timings and where your audience is. I mean, do you use any kind of analytics?
Well, we've got the insights, all the insights and that you can see, and I can see like how long people have interacted, but then I say a lot of people now already know that they can go back and listen to the audio in a couple of weeks' time on Spotify or Amazon Music, or and that's why really I'm trying to get to as many platforms as I can, because not everybody likes Instagram or likes YouTube or likes Facebook, I mean, as I said before, like the only reason I did them live is really because I'm not the greatest with technology. But so I thought it's just easy to do them live, and then it records to the platform, and then I pull the audio off that after. And I just think that the people that do engage in it, I think they like the rawness to it. It could quite easily go wrong. We can have it fucking internet cut out, or my guests not come prepared and not bring a phone charger. You know what I mean? It's
that's what. Yeah, it's always worse when you're out on bike though, and you're using it for your sat nav and you've not fetched a charger, and you're in the middle of nowhere and you don't know where you are.
Oh mate, I've never that's an interesting thing actually. Never ever used a sat nav or had a phone on my handlebars. I'm really old school in I don't even like, the only thing I have that's some form of safety related is an armored Kevlar lined jacket, and even then, like today, I was out t-shirt, I went and put some fuel into ZX10, and just that it was warm. Like, it was one of them rare days that England experiences sunshine, and I just thought, fuck it. I used to ride to work in fucking shorts and t-shirt, man. One on my bobber, like foot clutch, hand shifter. Mrs. used to be going fucking nuts, and I was just like, I don't fucking care. That I'm not a safety freak. I'm
No.
not all this fucking day glow Derek, as my dad calls him. You want to fucking dress up like a policeman because for whatever, each to their own. I shouldn't be chatting shit on it, but bike riding a bike and being concerned about your safety. Obviously, the bike's got to be safe, and yes, you need a good crash helmet. But if you're that worried about safety, should you actually be out on a bike? I don't know.
It's not.
I don't
It's
know.
not about being safe. It's about that freedom. That's why we ride. That escapism.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
So
like
you
this
you get
week is
some people that get sorry, mate.
this week's Mental Health Awareness Week, and everybody I speak to, they ride the bike just for that escapism, that bit of respite.
Definitely.
You might have had a bad day at
Yeah.
work. Go clear your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. And that's what I think, and that's what I mean by like the fact that once you put loads of fucking safety shit in it and you start like over all, and this, that, and all this, it takes away really, like, what to me anyway. And like I say, I'm probably talking out of context here, and but that's my belief. Like, do you really need a fucking fluorescent jacket on a motorbike? No, you don't. Like that's why, like, you see like all the lads on the knuckleheads and the panheads and like t-shirt and a waistcoat, and it's like, fuck yeah, an open face crash helmet. Like, literally, that's what it's about to me. Like, that's just to me though. I say, I don't know, but
Yeah. I mean, if you're riding a sports bike, yeah. If you're going to ride a bit silly, yeah. Full leather is probably more advisable. But yeah, if you, like you said, cutting about on a bobber, riding around on an Harley, yeah. No.
yeah, yeah, that's it, and it's like, but I mean, I
Horses
say
for
I was out on.
courses.
I mean, yeah. Well, yeah, seeing it. I say I don't fucking. It does, I wear it, mate. To be fair, I'd even if I legally could ride without a crash helmet, I'd ride without a crash helmet.
Yeah.
I think that's what, like, to me, riding a bike. And don't get me wrong, I don't ride around like an absolute lunatic. Even obviously, I did go past you guys as you left squad, left
Yeah, we
squires.
did. But we watched
Sounds good
chaperoning
though.
the kids.
Fucking hell, yeah. No. I was thinking when I came over and met your gang, and I was like, they look just like the bikes me and my mate just asked something. Fuck.
Yeah.
This is a good introduction, isn't it? But yeah, no, that's it. I'd say, I think really for me, it's just simplicity. Like, I'm not into all the gadgetry. I'm not into, like, I don't even own a bike that has ABS. My newest bike is the one that I'm building in the shed at the moment, and it happens to look the oldest. Everything else I've got is older than me. I just love old shit. I think that's, you're more connected to a bike
Nostalgia.
that it may. I think yeah, like the fact that, like, you've got to tighten bolts up, and like you've got to work with the bike to keep it going, like to keep it on the road. I think that's, I don't know. I think the bike world's, the modern era of it. I wouldn't say it's losing its way, but I just like the old stuff, man. I like what it used to be about.
Yeah. Yeah. New bikes, they're not necessarily ridden. There's too much trickery in there.
Oh, mate, yeah.
What's to stop your back wheel spinning up like mine did when I pulled out at petrol station Sunday morning? It was like it was sliding sideways because I'd give it a bit too much, but it was fine. I enjoyed it. It was fun. I was safe. I knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
You won't get that on a modern bike.
No, all this 210 brake horsepower,
With
anti-wheelie.
traction control kicking in.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
But it don't look as good as the back end of a cruiser sliding out sideways and going down the road.
No, that's it. I mean, and obviously again, like, certainly not. And I'm not chatting shit on the bikes. Like, a super bike, to me, in my opinion, is supposed to be on a track. That's where I believe they belong.
Yeah.
And I get, like, but I say, I know some people to do 180 mile an hour on the roads, and like, good on you, as long as you don't hurt anybody or hurt yourself. Like, but it's I think I would much rather try and hold on to something at 100 miles an hour that wants to fucking kill you anyway, because it's just like 80s. Like that's what I like about the ZX10. It's unpredictable. It's
Yeah,
just snappy 80s power, and it's not like a modern day 600 would probably, I wouldn't say obliterate it, but would keep up with it, like even in a straight line. But it just doesn't have that
that
ferociousness.
rawness.
Yeah, fucking hell, yeah, I love it. And then even like say like jumping on a bobber, like foot clutch hand shift, like it's fucking cool as fuck. You know, people looking over you like, what the fuck, and you're just like, rah, like. I mean, my shifter, I don't know if you've seen the picture, but like my shifter comes up really high. It's just a full on, like it isn't even on a pivot point, so it isn't like some of the boys like where it pivots, like, and you could, you know, on a fucking rocker. So, but mine's
Yeah.
literally just a full on throw, and it's just, well, I love it. I mean, I even want to do away with the front brake. I just want to go full on, like a lot of the lads are in America, and like single rear drum
Yeah.
brake and no front brake. I love it.
No, it's different, isn't it? And that's what it's about. You want to stand out and dare to be different, and that's one of my t-shirt designs is dare to be different. We shouldn't all be trying to fit into that box. Just be yourself.
No, yeah,
I mean, when we go out riding as a group of mates, we've all got different bikes. We've all got different styles of bikes. They all do different things, but we're all trying to keep up with each other. And you know what? Sometimes you're having to work harder because your bike isn't built for what everyone else is doing. But yeah, it makes it more fun.
no, that's it. I mean, like obviously everyone's seen that I'm selling the ZX10, and the only reason I'm selling it really is to continue funding my projects, like with Triple Six Customs website and everything. Like we spoke when I met you, you know. So I've kind of had to put something up to continue. But to be honest, as much as I love the ZX10, it is the type of bike that needs to be ridden fast. It doesn't like plodding at 60 miles an hour. It doesn't
No.
like that. So if out of the two bikes that I would say that I enjoy probably more to ride, I though I love my little 125 because you can actually. I mean, I could do with it being. I would say if it was a if it could average like 90, that would be
Yeah.
even better because then you can throw it around at 60, 70, like. And I just like I say, I love having to wrestle it. I mean, I drag my boots, like literally throw it in, and I'm hanging off the side with little apes on it. And I just fucking love it. But it's and that's the thing with the big bikes is that they just want to go. Like it's great, but especially obviously we both live up this neck of the woods, like fucking cops everywhere. You know, it's
Yeah. Coppers.
they fucking love it.
We went up to NY 500 like I said at the weekend, and we went up through Buttercram and everything. And you know what? Being on a big bike down there, you don't really need it because the road's that tight, that twisty. You're cornering at 60, 70 mile an hour, and I'm on the cruiser, and my floorboards are scraping everywhere. And
I
there's
got done for speeding in Buttercram.
a couple of corners that I was on the wrong side of the road to go round because the bike would not go far enough over. I just
Yeah,
couldn't make it. And at one time there was an RAC van coming towards me, and I was like,
yeah,
"This
this is
is
close. This is a bit
going to be a
close.
bit close." And the lad behind me, when we
Because
got
you
off the
obviously went,
bike, is
yeah,
like,
so you went
"How?"
Buttercram into Moulton then, didn't you? And then through
Yeah,
Moulton up to Pickering, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
And then we come back through Fort Meadale and back that way.
yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah, as
that's,
we're coming back, I come round a tight left-hander, and the inside of the corner, the road was corroded, was falling away. So I had to take a wide line, otherwise my floorboards of the caught. And
yeah,
I knew what I was doing, but the RAC were coming. The lad behind me absolutely panicked. He thought I was coming off. I'm like, no, it's safe. I knew what I was doing, but it
yeah,
was just
yeah,
again
that's,
full throttle in, full throttle out, and
it's
throw it off.
an interesting road, that, isn't it? Like, as I actually doing the same trip, but coming back, the same road coming back from NY 500. I've come up that steep hill out of Moulton, Norton, or whatever you fucking call it.
Yeah,
And then you've got that like blind crest left, didn't you? Then
yeah,
downhill. Well, I've thrown it into there, and yeah, the front just literally just went whoop, whoop, and just started skipping. And my mate, same type of thing. My mate that you met actually, He's
That's
behind me, and he was like, Josh, he said, he was like, Josh, it looked like you were fucking coming off. And I said, mate, I said, it didn't want to fucking go in. And so I fucking just got it. It's gone, bah, bah, and it just starts fucking going. And then,
yeah,
and I was on it. Like, I was going. I would say there was points we're doing about ton 30, ton 40 down that same road that you know about.
yeah,
And then next thing, this fucking brand new BMW, mate. I've told this story on fucking podcast before. He's gone straight past me on the new M1R thing, fucking whatever it is. And he's gone past me. So I dropped it and I've fucking gone. I thought, right, I'll have a go. Like, I already knew he was going to go. Yeah, and but it got to that, that corner where it narrows right up and there's wooden bollards each side and then
yeah,
goes uphill. It got to that and I'm following him. And I'm starting to brake. The back wheel's starting to fucking lift, and I can feel the bike starting to shake about a bit. And he just didn't even move. He literally just come in, tipped in, went round, and straight away then I thought, you know what? That isn't even him. That's not him doing. He's not doing fuck all. He's just the fact that he doesn't have to move. And I don't give a
yeah,
shit about riding styles. Like I've been lucky enough to spend a bit of time on racetracks. Not that I'm claiming to be fast, but I've been lucky enough to spend time around tracks
yeah,
and watch fast people. Like every fucker has a style to ride a bike, and everyone moves. Whatever it be that you're hanging off trying to drag the elbow, it doesn't matter. Like everyone has a. The fact that he was just able to sit there, point the bike in the direction, and it just did everything. It's like it's not even you. Like the bike's got anti-wheelie, traction control, fucking.
yeah. It's all
It's
turned
like
on.
no. It's like, do you know what I mean? No. I'd rather wrestle a bike at 40 miles an hour if that's what you can do and have fun and feel the bike doing its thing than
Yeah,
be sat as a passenger holding on to some handlebars.
I mean, through lockdown, when all you could do was go out and exercise in your bubble,
Yeah.
started doing that insanity, um, and I got pretty fit. I got up to like week 9, and then hurt my ankle, so didn't quite finish week 9. But I felt the difference in my core, and then when
Mm,
you were released and you could go out and ride, I could tell the difference. So
mm,
since then, I've tried to keep on top of my fitness because it just improves your riding, especially
mm,
when you're trying to wrestle it round a corner. It just
mm.
gives you that more belief in yourself by looking after yourself, um, which is one reason why we do gym wear as well. You know what? If you love being out on your bike and you love that kind of thing, then why not shout about it even when you're in gym? Train hard, ride harder.
Yeah,
That's what we've got on
yeah,
the
yeah,
back of us.
yeah. No, yeah, I've seen, like I say, I fucking obviously when I met you, you were wearing one of your jackets, and they look cool. Well, one of your hoodies, I think you had it over the
Yeah,
top of one of your jackets or something. I think. Yeah, fucking cool stuff. Like I say, it's not in your face. It's not just simple to the point, clean line. You know what I mean? Just
yeah.
minimalistic, but like sick. Yeah, sick. Yeah,
I mean,
it's cool as hell.
I've tried to go for more of a modern take on things because we get a lot of biker fashion that's out there, and I don't think it lends itself to younger people
Mm,
necessarily. So try to bridge that gap a little bit and be a bit more modern with some of the designs, and yeah, it seems to work.
yeah, I
And
mean, like I say, obviously you seem to be getting to as many events and things as you can, and
yeah, what I like is when I get repeat customers, I had a lad come and pick one of the others the other that you saw. He come and pick one of them up the other day, but he'd bought one of my polo shirts, and it was just a simple plain black polo shirt with our logo just on the chest, small, quite
mm,
simple. Yeah, and he really enjoyed it. He's like, yeah, I wear it everywhere. People comment. He says, and it washes well. And he says, I can't believe, again, we're back to that price point. He says, I can't believe how much I paid for how good a quality it is. So
yeah, yeah. I mean, what was it like when you first saw somebody wearing one of your?
it's pretty good, mate. Yeah, and when people recognise you, I went for some car parts the other month, and I walked into ASK, which is a big car part shop round us, Auto Spares Kippex, it's called. And my behind counter's like that. You do clothing, don't you? I'm like, Yeah, yeah. Talking to you at Squires, I'm like, sorry, mate, I didn't recognise you, but yeah. You walk
Yeah,
down the street and someone's got your hat on or something like that, and even even when a kid sent me a picture, I do a ladies hoodie, and on back it says "Born to be a biker chick," and it's crossed out and it's bitch in red writing underneath. And
yeah.
she's like, one of the women on bus had this on today, and she sent me a picture, and it's like, yeah, you know,
Well,
does
that's
give you that
awesome,
bit
isn't
of
it?
a uplift, yeah,
It does. It really does. I I said I'd had a day where I see we all have shit days, and whatever reason I'd had a bit of a shit day, and I'm feeling a bit fed up, and I've gone on Instagram just to kind of see what everyone's up to, and there was like first picture that come up because obviously someone that I follow, it happened to be the first picture was someone that obviously follows me and I follow him.
yeah,
Was wearing one of my fuck stop ride chop t-shirts, and I was like, oh, that's fucking sick, like it was just and he'd already because we did a merch swap, so obviously he'd done his
yeah,
picture like thank you, and I did my thing saying thank you, and then like I said, then obviously he'd taken a picture of a few weeks later, but it wasn't a picture it wasn't a picture that was clearly promoting the t-shirt. It was the fact that he was doing something. I think he was out for food or something, and his missus or whatever had taken a picture, and he's wearing my shirt, like the shirt that I'd done for him, and it's like fucking that's cool, It's like I think what's cool is like some people like he didn't tag me in it, so it wasn't like that thanks Josh, it was just his picture, and it was just really cool. It just made you feel better. Do you know what I mean? It was just like
yeah,
you put a lot of effort into a lot of this stuff, and then sometimes obviously it's slow going for people that haven't got budgets to boost everything or haven't got the budget to be at every show. Like
I mean,
and
yeah,
that's not knocking them. That's good on them.
it's all my growth on social media is organic. I'm 800 and odd followers on Facebook, and I'm only on 200 and odd on Instagram. And I did try to give it a big boost last year whilst we were at the Yorkshire Rock and Bike Show.
Yeah,
We were there. I set a challenge. I said if I can do
yeah. Well,
£500,
your tattoo, yeah,
yeah, £500 in sales, 500 likes on Facebook, 500 on Instagram, then I'm going to get inked. I'll get my logo tattooed on my leg. Um,
yeah,
we did Facebook, we did the sales, but we didn't do Instagram. And one of my first customers, a good mate of mine, Johnny, he said, put another post out. When you get to 500 likes on Instagram, I'll come and get it done with you. You know what? It's still live. Johnny's still up for it. So if we can get to 500 followers on the Instagram, we're going to go live and we're going to get it done. Pair of us. I'll pay. I've said
no, that's cool.
I've
That's
had
cool.
one of my customers is a tattooist. He's offered to do us a deal on it and like go live. And it's like, yeah, you know what? Let's do it. If we can get there, yeah,
And that's
we'll
it.
get
I
it
mean,
done.
like Instagram. Like, I mean, I find as much as I like the social media, but to do it, I find it hard because I think there's either. I'm not saying there's 100% knack to it and there's a secret recipe to grow. I think at the end of the day, you do have to have. You can watch all the YouTube videos and try and find all these tricks and all this and tag that and tag this. I think that it's a mixture. I think that if the content's shit, you can push it as much as you like. You're going to struggle.
Yeah,
Um, but then I think when you get to the stage where it's like you're putting all this effort in and it is growing, so you know that it isn't completely shit or whatever. I think that social media, like platforms, they fuck around with a lot of people's content. Like I put stuff out there knowing that it's out there, knowing that some people have seen it because they've like messaged me or I put out to people like, look, I'm going to put this piece of content out. Let me know if you've seen it. Not every one of them have seen it. So it is hard, especially if you're relying on social media to push your content. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, and that's why I try to focus more on doing shows, but I try to be realistic with that target. 6 a year because I've got a family, I've got a job.
Mm.
So if I can do 6 a year, hopefully we'll grow off back of that. I still get a bit excited when I get an order off the internet through his online store. That yeah makes me a bit happy.
Yeah.
But
So have
it's
you got a website or have you just got an online store?
I did a landing page for the business that takes you to the online store. I'm trying to do another page to go off the back of that to promote the events, but it's just time to sit down and design it, time to get out there and promote it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. That's it, innit? And it's like, I suppose it gets to the stage where you have to ask yourself, like, what is it you really want to achieve with it, right? So like, obviously for me, like, I've made it openly clear, like, I have this is going to be my business, like 666 Customs, the whole platform is going to be a business. I'm not making a business around the podcast. I think I said this loads of times. Like, at one point, I did plan to monetize the podcast, and I was going to get sponsorship on it and that. But then I realized that at the end of the day, if I was to do that, it would become a biased platform. Like, so obviously, I'm interviewing you now. A
yeah,
couple of weeks ago, I was fortunate enough to be named from Dethrone Clothing. Like, I couldn't have you sponsor me and then you turn around and you're not going to be happy me interviewing a fellow competitive clothing company. And not only that, I just think it would become fucking. It would just lose what it stands for. As
yeah,
simple as that, you know. Because this is a non-biased platform. Like the whole, and even the social media platforms. It's like I'm wearing in one of my pictures. I'm wearing a waistcoat, and there's a couple of patches on there that are personal to me for whatever reason, and I blurred them out. Now I blurred them out because not that I think to worry about, because it's my platform, but because it is just a neutral platform, and I want to be able to reach out to everybody from
yeah,
any warp of world, whether it be motorcycle club world, whether it be whatever. Like, it's not about that. It's not about trying to fucking clickbait shit. Like, I don't clickbait anything. I've been lucky enough to interview some really, really cool guys from that type of world, and never would I fucking put blogs from Joe Blogs world. You know what I mean? Because that's not
yeah.
what it's a fucking about. It's not about that.
No, I mean, like the MCs have their own way of doing things and their own way of communicating, and they'll do what they want, and so be it. But I'm not interested in the club life. I've tried it. I've been there. I've rid with the club. It's too limiting for me. My family come first, and that's what I try. As I say, when I go to an event, if I'm not having a stall there, because I take my family, it is a family thing. We're all into the bike scene. We all love it. It is a lifestyle for us. Hence
Yeah.
the slogan on the back of the hoodie. It's a lifestyle, because it really is. But it costs us
Mm.
a lot of money. So like I said, I'm not in it to make millions. I'm in it to cover my costs and have a good weekend with my family, and we enjoy ourselves and make memories,
Mm.
and
No,
hopefully
that's
give
that's
people
it, isn't it?
something at a reasonable price that they're going to enjoy. And if they like it, they come back. If they share it with their friends and they buy it, great. If it don't work, it
Yeah.
don't work.
Well, I mean, that's it, mate. I mean, at least
We've
the
got to
thing is,
try.
at least you can say, say you've tried. Say you've tried. You haven't fucking. At the end of the day, it's not finished. You've only just really getting going. It's
To be
and
fair, this last couple of weeks we've had a fair bit of traction, and it's great coming into the new
mm,
season. It's really taking off, and seeing people. I went out for a meal with a family last week, and bumped into like 4 customers, and like, oh yeah, I need to order this. Have you done them hoodies in orange that we were talking about? I'm like,
yeah,
I've done the first one, yeah. So I'll pop round because he's only local. I'll pop round, have a look. If you like it, then I'll get you one chucked up. But yeah, it's like
yeah.
getting a fair bit of traction. So
No, and that's it, isn't it? It's obviously, why you've got traction because you're now associated with me. I'm only fucking chatting shit, mate. No,
yeah,
but at the end
no,
of the day, like, that's it, and it is about it's because I can imagine, like, I don't know about you, but like I said earlier, like when I've had like a shit week, like whatever, whether even if it's like you've put a piece of content together, or you've done something that you've put up some really cool pictures. Like, obviously I put up pictures of bikes. I don't claim to own them. I don't claim to have taken the pictures. I don't try to take any claim of owning any of that shit. And I'll put up some pictures of, people are gonna love this, and then like you don't get anything on it. Like you're like, oh fuck, But like when you do get someone that appreciates something, or you get, it gives you that incentive, to carry on. Do you know what I mean? Like, because obviously, like for you, for example, you're offering a service in the respect of you're selling clothing.
Yeah.
I'm offering is content, because that's what I want to do. It's, and like I say, it can be hard work when you don't really feel that you're not really, like you don't feel you're getting anywhere. But then I'll get like someone message and go, great podcast, keep doing it. And it's like, that's it. That's all that's it.
You know what, mate? I know exactly what you're saying. I'd had a bad weekend the other week. Every Sunday morning, I do my shopping. I take my daughter to work. Yeah, she's only 14. She helps out with swimming. She's a swimming assistant. So I drop her at work. I go do my shopping and pick her up, and then the afternoon's mine. I had a bit of a bad weekend. Some things had gone wrong. Some jobs needed doing that I didn't want to do. Didn't actually account for, so everything was a bit stressful. I'd gone shopping, and I'd not even realised that what I had on my back. I'd put one of my hoodies on, and it simply says on the back, "Play nice or fuck off." And some blokes stopped me in the middle of Own Bargains. He says, "Excuse me, mate, where'd you get that from?" I'm like, "Get what?" I'm like, completely oblivious. I'm like, "Get what?" He's like, "That hoodie. Where'd you buy it?" "I want one." I said, "I made it myself." He's like, "Oh, I really want one." I said, "Look, I sell them, mate. I'll do you one." So there's my business account. Drop me what size, and I'll get it to you this week. So I dropped him one off, and then his wife's like that. "You do women's as well, don't you?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, "Can I have a crazy bitch hoodie?" And it just literally says "crazy bitch" on back, and like, yeah, and so yeah, she's like, "Great," and I'll be honest, I dropped it off. So gone from me having a bad morning that morning to feeling great because someone, you know what, someone stopped me and asked him, yeah, complimented it, said how nice it was, ordered it, and then I dropped it off. He was like a kid at Christmas. His wife ordered hers, dropped that off, and she was buzzing. And you know what? Great stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's it, innit? And that's why, and really, I can imagine that it doesn't matter whether you've got one order or 1,000 orders. I reckon everybody feels the same. Like, and I reckon that you feel that even when you've got like 10,000 orders in, or when your company's become a, a 6-figure company. It's, and I think you probably, from the outside, you probably start to tell when a company doesn't appreciate that, because it starts to flatten off. I reckon. Again, I'm only talking on theory, because obviously, I'm certainly not a 6-figure company. Do you know what I mean? I can just see it becoming a bit like,
Yeah, that passion goes. And no, I mean, every order I get, I kind of want to do a little dance because
yeah,
it validates what I'm doing.
yeah,
It
you just know
validates
that it's.
It validates being in my printing workshop, getting ready for the show till 2 o'clock in the morning, and getting up and setting off at 6 to get there and get set up because I've been unorganised, or something's not turned up on time, or something's gone wrong, or I just don't have the money to buy the stock to finish what I want to take. So you just have to wait.
Yeah, that's it, and it's certainly a tricky one. And like, I don't know if you're like me, like I used to spend so long getting frustrated because I couldn't achieve that next bit, and I'm having to learn now just to slow down and just go, hang on a minute, hang on. It's just take your time, just wait. And there's that other side. I'm like, no, let's fucking, I gotta get this, gonna do that, gonna do. You know what I mean? It's like, fucking hell.
You know
where, like, no.
You know where you want to be. You know how you want to get there, but the obstacles are just too big. You have to.
Yeah.
For me, one of the biggest obstacles is time and finding a balance.
Yeah.
Like I say, I work full time. I've got my family, and that's what means more to me than anything is my family. I'm quite fortunate. Like I said, they're all into bikes and into the biking lifestyle. So that does buy me a bit of grace. But yeah.
Oh yeah, because imagine unhappy wife. Fucking hell.
If she didn't like to ride, if she didn't like the bike scene at all, then yeah, mate, it'd be impossible. But yeah.
No, that's it, innit? My missus doesn't. She doesn't mind bikes. It's not really her thing, but she leaves me to it. You know, I think what she's realised is whilst I'm here irritating other people, I'm not irritating her.
Well, quite good at that though.
You know what I mean? It's
can't make a living out of that one.
Well, I think like people have known me a long time. Like I've said to them, like it makes sense for me to do podcasts because I just don't shut the fuck up, and no one has ever said no, Josh. No, everyone's like they either say yeah, you know, you're right, or they just say nothing, and it's like, well, you're clearly agreeing with the fact that I don't shut the fuck up.
To be fair, that's something that the wife said to me last week when I told her I'm coming on. She was, yeah, you'll be good on the podcast because you've always got something to say. I'm like, all right, yeah.
Yeah, cheers, love. Yeah, nice.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
Yeah, that's it, innit? So obviously, where do you see the future of Full Throttle Appeal going? Are you planning just to keep it like as it is, just a hobby, or like is there this idea of like building a full on website with full on? Do you know what I mean? Is there a or a shop? Is there a plan for something like that in the future?
As I say, I'd love to have like a little cafe and do events, and I am trying to find a location. I've got someone I need to go see and try and do a one-day event just to promote. I did mention it to you when we saw. Like, once we get it off the ground, we'll get you down, do a podcast. I think it'd be really good. Can go live from there, talk to some
Cool.
some of the people that are coming down and see what their thoughts are, what they like, and I think that'd work well.
Cool.
I just need to try and
definitely
identify a date that there's nothing else on, and the bike calendar's getting busier and busier every year. There's new events popping up, so
which is good. For the
great.
it's good for the scene. You know, it's definitely good for the scene. Obviously, I think the main thing is that I think it's are people jumping on the fact that they're trying to see the old pound signs, or you know, because I think it's easy to lose. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I hope not. I hope people are in it for the right reasons, like us.
Yeah.
We're trying to make a bit of money to pay for what we love, and that's it. If I can cover the cost of my motoring, I can cover the cost of going to my bike rallies, then I'm happy. I'd love it to be massive and take off and leave a legacy for my kids to have. But if it, like I said, if it don't work out, it don't work out. I've tried.
No, that's it, innit? It's like, and that was one thing. Like when I first went over to the Monkey Pot, like paying £1.50 for a cup of tea, like that's exactly where it needs to be. Like you don't need to fucking remortgage your house for a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. That paying fucking £3-4 or even close to £3 for a normal cup of tea is fucking wrong. And that, you know, I'm not even from Yorkshire, so it isn't that I'm just being a tight cunt. It's just the fact that it is fucking wrong. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on. Like,
I know
that's why £1.50 is bang on. Like that'll do. You know, I'm not going to name other cafes. There are other cafes that we spoke about that are a bit naughty on price. It's like fuck off. Like,
I mean,
you know what I mean?
I had one at the weekend, and the size of the cup was a bit atrocious. And I was like, ooh. It stung a bit.
Yeah, and because no one wants to spend a lot of money on a cup of tea. Do you know what I mean? Like £1.50. Yeah, that's
you know
it,
what?
mate. So your next,
if it's a decent size cup, then yeah. I mean, I had a small cup, and it would cost me the best part of three quid. And I was like, ooh.
Yeah, no, it's not. And at the end of the day, it's like the bike shed. I mean, I haven't been down there, but I can imagine that the prices are higher. But it is London, and them boys of that whole group, they've worked really hard to. they've got the whole niche, but at the end of the day, it's like people have got money that are going down there. Typically speaking, and the venue. I mean, obviously, I've only seen it on YouTube, and it looked absolutely incredible. And obviously, you've been, so I can imagine that you can kind of understand it being a little bit more. You don't mind paying a little bit more if you're paying for an experience as well.
Yeah, I don't think it was. I can't remember the price, but I don't think it was badly priced.
Right.
So,
like I say, I'm only going off what I can imagine it to be.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I've been places and it's extortionate for what you're getting. Yeah.
And we've literally, this has gone from clothing to now we're comparing prices of cups of tea at bike cafes. But I tell you what, how many fucking people have probably sat at a bike cafe with their mate and gone, fuck me, that's a lot of fucking money for a cup of tea.
Mate, that's on some of the group chats that you get and some of the pages in support of these cafes. That's all you get is people complaining. And you know what? Running a small business myself, looking at the cost of the overheads and the amount of staff that they have to put on when you've got a busy Wednesday night, it's understandable why they charge that price.
Is it though? Like completely?
To be fair, it's like the minimum wage has gone up that much.
Yeah, but I mean, like, sorry to have butted in there, but there's covering the costs, and then there's making money, and then making a profit. And I know you've got to make a profit but like when you're talking, I mean, fucking hell, like we'll talk about Squires for example. Like Squires are heaving, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, you know what I mean. Like you're gonna make money. You're gonna, I mean, that's why like obviously you mentioned about the monkey pot. Like I can't remember the last time I paid £1.50 for a cup of tea. And that's why I thought that's where it needs to be. Like obviously, I know the cost of everything's going up and that, but anyway, I suppose rant over about cups of tea really. But
yeah. I mean, with Squires, I don't mind paying the Squires prices because it ain't quite £3. I think it's £2.40 for a coffee, and you get a full coffee, a full size cup.
Right.
Not compared to what I had at weekend, it was abysmal. But
yeah,
I've been going to Squires for that long. I've seen how it's developed and how the money's actually going back into it.
Yeah.
And how things are changing. You know what? Whatever it's changing and it's being improved and things are being added for the benefit of us bikers, then I can't begrudge that. If it was someone...
No, I mean, Squires is a cool place for sure, yeah. It's got history in it.
If someone was just taking the money and not paying it back in and trying different stuff and just doing the same old and just keep putting the price... it's like, no, where are you going with this? But I do know... like with Squires, the cost of the labour is quite high.
Yeah.
No,
that's it. I mean, they've just opened a tattoo studio as well, and they run the back. That's pretty cool. Well, obviously, someone else has probably opened it.
Yeah. Events. I mean, I'll be honest. I know Dave, and I said to him, you know what you're missing there? You could have put a pick and mix in there. And he says, yeah, I could, but it is the cost of labour.
No, I think it's cool. I think it's cool as a little. I literally, I'd gone to the toilet, walked out, and I'm like, that's a fucking tattoo parlour. Like, fucking cool, yeah.
Yeah,
that was wicked.
But yeah, it's a pretty. Everything that's coming on now, it is changing completely to what it was when I first started going, which was over 20 years ago now.
Hey, one of my mates used to go when it was at the milk barn.
Yeah, no, I'm not quite that old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
one of my mates was up then.
But yeah, no, it's come a long way, and it is getting invested in, and it's not just like the cafe itself. The grounds around it, they're putting other stuff on to try and accommodate for like the car meets and that.
Yeah.
They're developing the caravan site and the camping site to make it more comfortable for people that are coming up, and I think it's we're quite fortunate to have it on his doorstep.
Yeah, like I say, obviously, I'd gone up there that when I met you, obviously, and then obviously it'd be that we both ended up heading over to the motorist. I mean, the motorist is cool. I like that. I mean, I, I think it's cool that like clearly it's just the owner's just flexing, and I think that's cool. I think if
Yeah.
you're gonna do it, you've got to do it to a level where you're like, yes, like it's clear that he's just like, I love my cars, I got some money, I'm gonna fucking show it off and let everyone enjoy it. I think that's cool as hell, really.
And that's
Just
exactly how that started. He wanted
yeah,
somewhere to show off his own collection.
yeah,
So
that's a cool place. It's got a nice modern, fresh twist to it. Still welcoming. I mean, like I say they're all cool in their own way. They're all cool in their own way. Me personally, I just appreciate just the simple, no bullshit, no look at me, no like dick measuring contest of how much I've spent on an exhaust system and all that shit. It's just to me, literally, that's what I love about the bike world. You know, there's no, it's just you're on a bike. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't
two
matter if it's
wheels,
50 quid. That's it. You know,
two
that's
wheels is two
literally it.
wheels, mate. We're all the same. We ride
Yeah.
to his ability, and we just enjoy it. We get out there, we have fun.
Yeah, that's it, innit? That's it. Just no shit, no, just straight to the point. But yeah, mate, I think we have covered pretty much
Yeah,
where
we
it
put
all
the world to
started,
rights.
where it's all come from, and we fucking have. Like, well, basically, anyone that owns a cafe that wants to pay, that wants to charge £1.50, let us know. Just let us know. Let us know because £2 plus ain't on for a cup of tea. I don't care if the fucking floor's gold plated. I don't want to pay for the £2 for a cup of tea.
Oh,
You know, fucking times are hard.
they
I
are, mate. They
mean,
are, and that's why. Like, back to the pricing point again. We try and keep everything
yeah,
accessible.
yeah, definitely, and that's it. Like, obviously, anyone wants to order some clothing from you, where's the best way to get hold of you?
Um, Facebook, Instagram, there is links to the online shop on there. Catch me at the events where we're going to be. As I said, we've got the North Yorkshire Custom Show up at Northallerton on the 1st of June. We'll be there. We've got Shafton Bike Fest, which is a charity event done for the high school and air ambulance. We're there on the 6th of July. We're supporting Squires and the Squires Marshals for the air ambulance and Macmillan on the 14th of
Nice.
July over at NY 500 as part of their car cruise. Yeah, primarily we do focus on bikes, but as I said earlier, when I was younger, I was into cars as well. And I would like to
Fucking
explore that
selling
avenue a
out.
bit more.
It's selling out. It's selling out to the four-wheel world. Yeah. No, I'm
Petrol's
only joking,
petrol.
man. It
Petrol's
is.
petrol, mate.
It is. It is.
Um,
I think that's what I'm gonna have to start moving into a bit more. Is maybe over time start getting on some hot rodders and that. And it's no disrespect to the Jap scene. I love the Jap scene, but I think it's something about the custom culture, like not
yeah,
modded cult. You know what I mean? That's more my scene.
if you can get up to that North Yorkshire Custom Show, get up because there's everything there.
Yeah,
Trucks,
yeah. I want to get up.
hot
I
rods.
want to get up there.
It's not an expensive event, but yeah,
Yeah, but
it's
I think when I spoke to you last time, like, I was trying to get hold of them, and I found I haven't been able to really get hold of them. They seem to be hard to get hold of. I don't really know. Must be looking in the wrong place, but
yeah. I'll tag you in one of their posts later. Um, See if we can get you in touch with Richard who runs it.
yeah, because I wouldn't mind maybe having a little setup. I say for me, the stall is really just to have like a hub to sit in with my camera and fucking lay out all the Backstreet Hero mags, and for people just want to come up and have a look and have a chat. You know, I'm not looking to sell anything. I mean, yeah, I'll have a couple of bits up on display for people to see if they, you know, really what I'm trying to do is just to continue to support what I'm trying to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah. No,
yeah,
Richard who puts the event on. He runs Fortress Motorcycles up at Northallerton, Leaming Barway. He does
okay,
a lot of bought into to America for the Harley scene and got a custom building himself. So yeah,
Nice.
might be
Yeah,
worth
we'll
you having a
have
chat
to
with
get
him
hold
as
of him.
well.
Yeah, definitely. We'll get him
Um,
on and hopefully get him on podcasts and chat
Yeah.
about bikes and where it all started. That's what it's about, isn't it? It's just connecting with everybody. Anyone that's trying to create, that's passionate about the custom scene. We don't want people that are here to take. You can't take from this scene and not give back. You can't fake it. You can't
If
fucking chat
everyone's
shit.
taking, mate, there's going to be nothing left.
No,
It's like
that's it.
leave the world a better place than what you found it. That's all we're trying to do. And that same with the scene. Come along, give what you've got. Take no more than you need.
No, definitely. But right, mate. So I think we will leave it there. So, like I say, people want to get hold of you. They can get hold of you on your social media platforms, and there's links to your store.
Yeah.
I'm guessing, like, if they can't find a way to that, I'm guessing that you can they probably get hold of you through the DM, and you can help them.
Yeah. Anyone has any issues, just drop me a DM. I'll send them the link straight to it. If there's anything on there you see that isn't quite, I like that design, but I want it in this colour, let me know. I am small. I am independent. I can work with you. Might just take a bit longer to get it shipped out, but I like that. But yeah, on my sizing, it only goes up to 2XL on the website, just because it's easy for me to carry less stock. But if you want a bigger size, again, I can do it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, because there are because big bikers matter too.
They do. We all need loving.
As I say, when you're saying earlier about fucking work, like keeping in shape, I think the only reason I wouldn't mind fucking trying to sort my shape out is when I am riding on country roads and everything's fucking wiggling, bumping about, like fucking tits are flapping about and all sort of fucking hell. you know. But
But yeah, no,
that's it, mate.
I just found like the core with having the core strength and the ability and agility just meant corners were just so much more fun.
Yeah. Yeah, because when you approach a corner at 60 miles an hour, because that's obviously all you're doing,
That's
you
all we're
know,
allowed to do.
it's just 60 miles an hour into the corner, and you've got to lean off the bike and all that shit. And,
Yeah, it
right,
does
mate.
get a bit airy
All right.
though when my engine bars are touching the floor because the floorboards have gone too far.
Nah, that's it, mate. That's it. That's fucking cool.
Sparks
I think
everywhere.
we'll hit the old end stream button, mate. I think we'll leave it there. And yes, it's been awesome.
No worries. I'll catch you later, Josh. Cheers, mate.
All right, bud.